Should we spare the cleaning drone?
No. Well, yeah.
No, let's kill him.
With the sun.
Actually, it's too powerful.
Oh my God! It's power overwhelming.
Hey, what's up you guys, this is Rob from A Gay Guy Plays, and today on #confirmed, we're digging into Devstream 126 to take a peek at Wisp's new abilities. Now of course that isn't the only thing on the table, there is still so much more to chat about, so without ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. Now kicking things off, we are going to have a bit of a hot topic, specifically Vauban's rework. Now Scott went ahead and addressed this on the stream, and he kind of said that, you know, back in the day, Vauban was very, very handy. However, the increasing mobility that is involved in Warframe, and the fact that there are so many more Warframes that are being introduced that have both CC and damage abilities mixed together, that Vauban's kit is feeling a little bit dated, with a lot of static CC abilities that tend to overlap on each other. So I was thinking that, you know, maybe he's just gonna get a little bit of a zhuzh, maybe a couple new abilities added in. Nope. Out of Scott's mouth himself, he said that he is considering giving Vauban a complete kit rework, which is kind of like exciting, but at the same time, a little bit scary. See, when I look at reworks, I kind of prefer to keep the things that the Warframe players who already love Vauban, I like to keep them happy and keep those things. And then, you know, figure out the heartburn areas and then tweak those. But nah, he's like, this old shit's gotta go. And he actually was brainstorming a little bit on the stream, and he was saying that he might try to combine Tesla with rolling drones so that you get like this moving fleet of electricity around you, and I think that might actually be really cool to see. However, keep in mind this is all in brainstorming stages. Nothing has actually been put in code yet. So let me know if you guys are excited for a total kit rework, or there are some things that you would be really sad to see go. Now, in addition to that, they did touch on the fact that Wukong would be needing a rework soon as well. However, they didn't completely address it, kind of pointing fingers at saying, okay, who's gonna be responsible for this one? But of course, with Melee 2.999997 coming to a close, and hopefully Melee 2.999998 coming very, very soon, we should see some movement on a Wukong rework that would match up with all of the new Melee that is coming soon. Now, speaking of coming soon, one of the things that we got previewed on stream was the beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous Nyx Deluxe skin. And let me tell you, she looks like an elven ram goddess, which I guess fits with, you know, Aries season being right about now. I think she looks amazing. The cloth textures on her are absolutely fantastic, and all of the metallics, even though it was one of Rebecca's customizations, and I was like, ugh. But I could tell the metallics are going to be dope on this one, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. However, there is another Warframe that is in line before Nyx Deluxe. Yes, it is true. We may be seeing the Atlas Deluxe skin as early as next week. Now, of course, no promises, but that's the phrasing, as early as next week. And in previous dev streams, they have shown it off. In the last dev stream, I think that they actually made some really, really nice improvements with the texture, because before that I was like, this looks a little bit too weird. But now I'm kind of like, all right, I might be into that. Now, of course, we got to see that one quite a while ago, and that means that we've been sitting on that design for a while, and we might be sitting on the design for the next one for a while, because they did show us concept art for Miss Garuda, and this one came out of left field, because I was like, we just got Garuda and you just gonna give her a deluxe skin already? Now, of course, this is concept art, and we have seen concept art for a couple other frames already before this, so we'll see what happens. But oh my god, it's absolutely gorgeous. DE is constantly out there in the community looking for great artists, and this is actually an artist that they found and were like, hey, can you do this? And it looked absolutely beautiful. So I'm really, really excited for that one to come into fruition. I think it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous model, and if you notice, it also has like a fan deluxe skin. Oh, I'm a fan of the fans. You guys know we need more battle fans, and of course that is a great segue into yet another community artist created creation. which is by Liger Zanuka, yet again, another freaking banger, which is this Warframe that looks absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I believe like in the blades, you can kind of see some water or some clouds or something. Now, I don't know really how much we're going to be seeing that because it's going to be covered in blood and viscera, but still, we know it's there and we know it's beautiful. In addition to that, they did go ahead and show off a Sugatra that would be coming with it, and I cannot freaking wait. It is absolutely gorgeous. Good job yet again, Mr. Liger Zanuka. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about when it comes to customization is they are going to be adding in 2 new ephemera. Specifically, starting things off with the Eidolon ephemera. Now, apparently, they kind of alluded to the fact that you might have seen it in-game or you might have been able to get it in-game. I'm not really 100% sure if it snuck into the code somewhere. But they did say that they wanted to make this attainable by achievement and not RNG, because dear Lord God, RNG has been screwing me for Fire Feet for so freaking long. Like, an achievement is accomplishing a task such as potentially killing 100 Terralists or capturing 100 Terralists, which is one of the examples that they used, or potentially capturing a Terralist without dying solo. So those were the kind of like things that they were talking about when it came to achievements, because let's face it, having RNG hand you an ephemera is not an achievement. As you know, as nice as it is when RNG is on your side. But that is something that I'm very, very excited about. It kind of leaves this dusty trail of Eidolon energy on the ground. I think that's going to be very pretty. We can go ahead and toss that on Revenant and maybe that Sentient Limbo skin. Very, very pretty. Now the next one is going to be for all of you Easter babies out there who absolutely love to get within the flavor of the season, because we are getting an egg ephemera. And I don't believe there's any achievements needed. You can just go into the store and get this when it goes live, and you will just leave a trail of eggs behind you. So now you become the Easter bunny. Literally, you just put on the Easter ears, and then you lay all these Easter eggs in your path. Just saying, listen, all of you furries out there, shout out to y'all. Keep doing what you do. So those are going to be the 2 new ephemeras we'll be taking a look at, and hopefully we will get to see them sooner or later. Now, the last little bit that I wanted to go ahead and touch on, that were the fact that we're going to be seeing more pet changes, which I'm very excited for. They said that the stasis slots are going to be gone, and that pet slots will be sliding on in. So from the chat that they had, I kind of got the feeling that they're going to be making some bigger changes to pets, and that this was going to be one of those ones to give you a little bit of a more ease of use, because as many of you guys know, they got rid of the loyalty system, so you're not going to have this crazy degradation on your pet's damage or whatever. Like, now they're going to be doing it to make it easier for you to use your pets, which I'm very excited about. So hopefully we'll be able to see that soon, because y'all know I am too lazy to take pets in and out of stasis. I just want to be able to, like, vending machine select which one I want to use today. So I can't wait to see that getting in-game. And you know what else I can't wait to see in-game? Of course, is a Wisp. Now, all of these abilities are currently work in progress, and they did state that they are going to be incorporating more synergies into these abilities, so keep that in mind when you're hearing the kind of bare bones descriptions of what we will be seeing on the screen. But let's begin with Wisp's passive, which I'm very excited about. Anytime Wisp is airborne, she's invisible. So she's kind of phasing in and out of reality, which is kind of cool, because she is kind of, the theme behind her is portals, which is a weird theme, to be honest with you, because I don't feel very portal-y in this kind of kit. But hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and run with it. I'm excited for the passive, and it'll make use of some of the mods out there and some of the arcanes out there that do focus on parkour, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more use out of them. So that's her passive. Moving on to her first ability. This one is called Reservoir, and it looks very complicated on the screen. This is actually going to be a kind of like tap ability. You'll notice that on the side there are going to be 3 different icons, and then one of those icons is going to have 6 empty circles around it. So basically you're going to tap to cycle through the different reservoirs that you can summon, and then you're going to hold to summon a reservoir, which really just looks like a fucking plant. It's weird. It doesn't look like a portal. It looks like a plant. It looks like she's a plant summoner, okay? Anyway, so she places down this reservoir, and this reservoir will actually spawn buffs for you and your team to be able to pick up. Now, she's going to have 3 different types. One is going to be health, one is going to be movement speed, and another one is going to be CC in the form of what looks like electricity zapping. So you pick them all up, and they all look, I feel bad saying it, they all look like ugly little jugs floating around you. I feel like they look way too big and way too weird. But anyway, you get these buffs, and you also lay down the reservoir. So keep that in mind. You're creating a stationary area for your allies to be able to pick up these buffs. You'll need to remember that for one of the future abilities. Next up, we have Wisp Light, or Light. It's one of the two. And keep in mind, all of these names are placeholder. But basically what happens is Wisp creates this kind of decoy of herself that shoots forward. And it's really, really pretty. You just see like this figure dash out there, and it's this brilliant glowing light. Now what it is basically a decoy, and enemies are all drawn to it and will start attacking it instead of you. So that's a really, really cool way to be able to get out of the line of fire. So you can go ahead and set a decoy and dash away. So what'll end up happening is you'll go invisible, because most likely you're going to be like going into a bullet jump or parkouring away and disappearing, and then you'll be setting out this decoy for enemies to follow. Now there is a duration on that decoy, and if you go ahead and teleport to that Wisp Light, what'll end up happening is you'll actually be able to get to that area, so it'll teleport you to wherever that Wisp Light is. You'll stun all surrounding enemies and you'll blind them. You'll also get momentary invulnerability so that you won't instantly get decimated when you pop on in. So you get CC, and you also get invulnerability, which is very, very nice. And you can kind of distract enemies if you just want them to leave you alone. You can use this to travel through laser doors that you don't really want to deal with. Maybe interesting for spy. Gonna have to try that out. So that is her second ability. Now her third ability, again, we're gonna refer to the reservoirs that we have out. So for all of the placed reservoirs that you have, harness will allow you to detonate an explosion around each of those reservoirs. Now each different type of reservoir is going to use a different energy type. They weren't specific on what kind that they would have, but they did say that it's really, really cool to be able to kind of like block off hallways, or if you were like in an interception, you'd be able to place them down near what is it called? Near the consoles, so you could go ahead and knock enemies away from that or deal damage to that. You could cluster it in a specific area if you know that there are a lot of enemies that are going to be coming through a choke point, and then detonate it there. I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like it's a little bit clunky, it's a little bit weird, and I would like maybe some other bonuses to come from it too, but you know what? It is what it is. Now, the last ability is called Sun Portal, and the way they described it is, if you know you have the power to make portals anywhere, why don't you fucking make a portal to the sun and harness the fucking sun's beam of energy to go ahead and laser down all of your enemies? And that's basically what Sun Portal does. She creates a portal in her hands, and she blasts out this big fucking Kamehameha that leaves, it looks like it leaves an incendiary area on the ground. So that looks really, really freaking cool. And then on Twitter, Pablo actually went ahead and added the fact that her 4 deals more damage as you hit the same enemy to help with the common scaling issues of pure damage abilities. Thank you for the sub, whoever subbed to me on Twitch. I appreciate that very much. But yeah, so that is the 4. She is going to be creating a big crazy laser of death that will deal more and more damage to the enemy that she's currently targeting. So I think it looks really, really cool. And overall, if I'm going to be honest with you, her kit seems very interesting, and I want to see how much survivability she gets out of it, because from what I'm seeing so far is she seems to be able to provide a little bit of support, a little bit of AoE control, and then some damage. But I don't see the survivability portion in this aside from the passive. Now the passive could be a complete game changer to how effective she is at staying alive, but that is one of the big issues in the game. If you can't stay alive and you're dead, then your DPS means absolutely jack shit. And to be honest with you, I have no clue how powerful these buffs are going to be. So maybe the buffs will make up for her survivability. We'll just have to see how it all plays out in game. I'm sure that DE is going to go back and balance a couple other things. And like they said, they were going to be working through more synergies. So hopefully, maybe if you're near a red health reservoir, you'll take maybe less damage or something along those lines. Just give her some way to stay alive a little bit more, because at this point in time, her scaling doesn't necessarily seem like it's going to be insane. We'll see the damage on that big fucking laser beam portal to the sun thing. But aside from that, I think she looks really, really cool, and I'm excited to see what they do with her in game, because again, this is kind of like our first look at her abilities, and you know that DE is absolutely notorious for changing things up as we get to a little bit closer to her launch date. So that about does it for me for now. There's still more to chat about in the future, so my brain like totally fizzled there. But leave all of your feelings down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Wisp so far, if you're really excited for that. Let me know what other types of weapons you think are underrepresented in the game, like Warframes. Maybe you want to add some Nunchaku in there or something along those lines. Toss all of those down in the comments below. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. No, I'm not even going to touch on the fact that, that it's all might get nerfed, because some people were complaining about K-Drives. This is what happens when y'all running your mouth and complaining. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!